Hello guys, this is your guy Amisco. You're welcome to my tutorial point. Today we are going to look at how to use all the tools and its function in Adobe Photoshop in terms of designing. When it comes to designing, the tools and its function, each and every one tool in it and its function. So what you do is you first of all launch your application. I'm using Adobe Photoshop 2019 CC, the current version. That's what I'm using now. So we first of all launch an application, and the application is already launched. I've already launched it. So to those who are new to it, what you do whenever you launch your application and you want to start designing something, you first go to the menu bar. As usual, you want to create new document. So you first move the mouse pointer or the cursor to the far on the menu bar, the far tab, then you click on it. When you click on it, you see new, then you do you click on it for another pop-up to appear. So you wait a bit. If your machine is slow, then you're going to suffer a lot. Like mine, it's not all that fast, but all the same you will manage to. Here is where you type the name of the document. So let's say demo. Okay, good. So we've already typed the name of our document here. That's demo. So the width and the height is what we are going to deal with. The width and the height, how the size of the document, how you want it to be. Is it small or big? So this one we are going to use a default one. The default one. So I'm using A4 sheet. So at the width side we have 11.693, and it's in inches. It's in inch form. So I've selected my inches here. Mostly I normally use the pixels and inches, but I like the inches more than the pixels, so I've selected my inches. So we go to height, because it's default A4 sheet, and the height too is 8.268. So when you come to orientation side, you see we have the portrait and the landscape. So how do you want it to be? Do you want it to be in a portrait form or landscape form? So if it's portrait, then you click on this one. If it's landscape, then you click on this one. And the resolution in the current version, the resolution is 300, but for the older version the resolution is 72. So at the resolution side you select pixels and inches. That's what we normally use. And the color mode, we have RGB, which is red, green and blue color, and you select 8-bit. So the background content, let's use white because we are now starting everything. So the default is white. Then you click on create. So you wait. Now this the interface of the Adobe Photoshop. This is the interface of Adobe Photoshop. So we have the menu bar here. The menu bar contains a whole lot of tabs. We have file, edit, image, layer, type, select, filter, 3D view, window, help. You can also customize the interface. Some of the tools that you want to appear in those stuff, you can also customize, and the tab too. So it's like video editing. Designing is like video editing. Mostly what I like most about those app or software is that at times they allow you to customize the interface how you want it to be. So now our main motive is have a look at the tools and its function. So our next tutorial is going to be about the whole lot of the interface. the interface. So now, as I said, it's tools and 8 functions alone. So here are the tools. Here are the tools. The tools toolbar. Here is it. So first of all, by default, when you launch your Photoshop, Adobe Photoshop for first time, this is how the layer of the tools look like. The layer of the tools look like. But mostly because of the screen, the size of our screen, some of the tools may not appear. If you're using smaller screen, you find it difficult to get those at the bottom. So what you do is you move the mouse pointer to the arrow here pointing at the right side. You click on it like this, so it will be in a great form for you. It will be in a great form for you. So the first tool that we see here, you see it's like a plus. It's like a plus. It's like a plus. And what I like about this current version is that when you move the pointer or you place the pointer on the tool, it will start show you some simple and short tutorial about it, how we use it, for how it's being used. So the move tool is like a plus. This is the move tool, as the name sound, the move tool. So what do we use the move tool for? So the move tool is used to move layers, selection, guides within a Photoshop document. So the move tool we use to move layers, and anything that you select in the document, you use the move tool to move it. Either you want it to be at the right side, the bottom, the center, or the right, left, and those stuff. Is the move tool that you're going to use. So you see some of the tools, there are some small arrow here pointing down, or pointing at the right button, right button corner. It's pointing at the right button corner. So what you do, and it means there is another tool there. There's another tool there, so you right click there, you right click on the tool. So when you right click on the tool, you will see another tool. If the tools are many, you see all of them. So we have the move tool and artboard tool, the move tool and artboard tool. So note the V here is the shortcut. So if you want to select the move tool, you can press V on your keyboard for it to be selected for you. So we have the artboard tool. The artboard tool allow you to easily design multiple web or UX layout for different devices or screen size. So the artboard tool here, it will rather allow you to design multiple web or UX. That's user experience. The UX is user experience. So it helps you to design the layout for different devices or screen size. So the artboard tool, that's the function of it. So now we are done with the move tool and artboard tool. Let's move on to the next one. So let's take the right side the left side first. After that, then we move on to the right side. So the next one is Paragonal Lasso tool. The next one is Paragonal Lasso tool. So you see that there's arrow pointing at the right bottom corner. It means there's another tool under it. So when you click on the Paragonal Lasso tool, this is the 8th function. So the Paragonal Lasso tool help you to surround it with a paragonal straight edge selection outline. So let's assume you want to select something, like this. You can use the Paragonal Lasso tool to select it. After that, then you use the move tool to move it. Or you want to cut something, because we are now starting, I don't want to bring in some terms that we don't understand in it. So the Paragonal Lasso tool help us to select object in paragonal form. So When you right click on the polygonal lasso tool, you will see lasso tool, then you see magnetic lasso tool, because we are already done with this. Yeah, we have already done with this. So you see the lasso tool and the magnetic lasso tool. So the lasso tool is the same as the polygonal lasso tool, but for what you do with the lasso tool is you left click and you press and hold the left button. Let us, you want to select something, you press and hold the left button, then you start dragging it. You drag it, you drag it, you drag it, you drag it, you drag it so how you want it to be, then you leave it. Then you see that it has been selected for you. That's the function of the lasso tool. So the next one is magnetic lasso tool. For magnetic lasso tool, you can see what is doing here. Magnetic lasso tool, you can see what is really doing here. So the magnetic lasso tool snap the selection outline to the edges of the object as you move your mouse cursor around it. So as we are moving the mouse cursor or the pointer around it, you see that it's rather selecting. It's rather selection outline to the edges of the object. It's the same as this one. So when you bring it to the starting point, you see that the selection has been made. So now we are done with these two tools. Let's move on to the next one, which is crop. For that one, everybody understand it. What is meant by when you say crop, when you are cropping something. And even in the normal mode, and like let's use phone as an example. At times we use our phone to edit pictures, or when we are updating something on our stats, and the picture, just some part of the picture you don't want it to appear, you want a small size to be appear or to be displayed. You rather use the crop tool to crop it, to cut some part away or select some size from the whole size. That's what is meant by when we say crop. So for the crop, you see that there's still an arrow there. So when you right click, you see that perspective crop tool. The perspective crop tool, before you use the perspective crop tool, let's look at its function. The perspective crop tool is rather used to crop image and fix common distortion. You rather fix we use it to crop image. We use to crop image as the normal crop tool with distortion. For when we talk about distortion, I don't know how to explain it to you, but this is how it is. Let's look at something like this. After selecting the object that you really want to crop it, you see that for the perspective one, there are some small rectangle point at the edges. So when you click on it like this, you can rather move it small. You rather move it small. You rather move it and drag it. When you start dragging it, you see that the distortion has been starting made. It has been started. So that's how it's look like, or that's how it's being used. So that's what we meant by perspective. Now the next one is spot healing brush tool. Note it as I said it earlier. For the shortcut, when you place the pointer on it too, you see that there are some letters in bracket. Though the any letter in a bracket is a shortcut for that too. So you see that there's spot healing brush to the shortcut is J. So when you press J, let us zoom is here and you press J, then it will be at the it will select the spot healing brush for you. So for the spot healing brush for you, it will remove marks and blemishes. So let us assume that you are editing picture for someone and there are some death or some, like there's some marks. You don't want it, it's unwanted, but unfortunately it's there. So when you select the spot healing brush, you use it to heal it. When you when you press the cursor there and you click on it, you see that the marks that you don't want it and is there has been healed. That's the use of it. That's the use of the spot healing brush. Spot healing brush. Spot healing brush. Okay, now let's move on to the next one, which is, because I said we are taking the left side from the top to down, then we move on to another side, which is the right. So the next one is patch 2. So the patch 2, note it, in the previous version the patch 2 spot healing brush and the healing brush were in one, were combined. It were combined at like the move to, it were combined. But for the current version, they have separated it. They were combined like this one. So if you want the another one, then it means you are going to right click for it to pop up, then you select it. So we move on to patch. What is meant by patch? So with the part 2, draw a freeform selection. When you draw a freeform selection outline around a problem area, so let us zoom here. This is a picture. This whole is a picture. The document here is a picture, but there are some parts that there's a problem there. So let us assume you are working with a picture and the skin of the person, there are some parts or there's some area there is a problem. So you want to replace where there's no problem to the place where there's a problem. Then you rather select the place where there's no problem, then you drag it to the place where there's a problem, then you see that it has replaced it. That's what is meant by that one. And the next one under it is brush 2. For brush 2, as normally as we know it already, is used to paint something. So when you select your color, as you can see from this short tutorial, as you can see from the short tutorial on the screen, when you select your color, the brush 2 is used for painting. So the area that you want to paint, you use the brush 2 to paint it. The next one is history brush 2. History brush 2. The shortcut is Y. Note it as I've said it earlier. Good. So the history brush 2 paint on a snapshot from an area step. So let's look at the short tutorial. Look at how it is. You see, so it will restore part of an image to an area state. So when you delete some part of an image, you can use the history brush 2 to restore it. So the next one here is gradient 2. Gradient 2 create a gradual blend between colors. Blend. When you want to blend something, it means you're going to mix the colors. You are mixing the color. You can mix it with red, yellow, green, 3-form color, and with one selection point. So that's what is meant by the gradient. And the next one is sharpen 2. For the sharpen 2, you know it already when you are applying filters on your phone. And for the sharpen 2, it sharpens the soft edges in an image. So as we know it already, even if we don't know it, we are used to and we are familiar with those things. So let's move on to the next one, which is test. The test is used to what? The test is used to type. So let's assume I want to type a name here. I'll click on the test 2. I'll click on the test 2. The symbol is T in a T form. So you wait. As I said, our machine is very slow. At times we suffer in terms of designing. So you click at wherever you want it. So then you start typing maybe Amisco. You start typing Amisco. So the test 2 is used for typing test. So this one, the first one is horizontal type 2. So we want the vertical and the others. You right click, you see that the vertical when you start typing, it will be in a vertical form, Amisco. So that's how it is. So test 2. And the next one is path selection 2. The path selection 2. What is meant by path selection 2? It select a whole path. That's it. It's already there. It's here. It select the whole path. And the next one is zoom. You used to zoom the document. That's what is meant by the zoom. So let us move to the right side. Here we have the elliptical Marquee 2. Elliptical Marquee 2 is used to make selection in what? In circle form or oval form. We can use to make selection in circle form or oval form. That's what is meant by elliptical Marquee 2. Under it we have the rectangular. Rectangular is used to select object in a rectangular form. You can drag it to be in a rectangle or square form. In a rectangle or square form with the same size. So the rectangle or square form with the same size. And the next one here is what we call magic wand 2. The magic wand 2 select similar color image area. It rather select similar color area. That's what is meant by magic wand 2. So this is our first tutorial. So though I know it's boring, but let's take it like that. When we start with the whole thing, we rather get to understand each and every thing in it. And the next one is eyedropper 2. So the eyedropper 2, this is how it works. So the eyedropper 2, we used to select color. So let us zoom. Here is the color area, and I want maybe the color of the background here. So the color of the background, let's take the text, is black. So when I click on the eyedropper 2 and click where the color is, or click on the color, you see that it's already black. So let me click on the whole document and the background, the white. So you see that it rather select the white. It have selected the white here. So when you click OK, you see that it has been changed. The eyedropper 2, that's how it works. So as I said, the healing brush and the spot healing brush works similar. And the next one here is what? Content aware. For the content aware, let's read what is on the screen. Select and move part of an image and automatically fill the area left behind. So as it's explained to us, it's very simple and understandable. So the cron stamp 2, what does it useful? It paints with pixels for another part of an image. So let's look at the short tutorial. Look at how it's working. It's very simple. So when we start with the whole thing, we rather understand everything. And the next one is eraser. Used to erase things. It's simple. And here is blur. The blur 2. It blurs area in an image. Let us zoom like photoshoot. And you see someone picture and the background is so blurry, you can see what is at the back. You can see what's at the back. It makes the picture look very beautiful. So the blur tool here can be used to do the same thing. You can use your phone to snap a picture, then use the blur tool to what, to blur the background or the part that you want to blur. And the next one is dodge tool. The dodge tool is lighting area in an image. Let us zoom the let us zoom the picture, or the picture that you are working with. Is some part is very dark, but you want to light it up and to bright it, you use the dodge tool. And here is what we call the pen tool. The pen tool works similar like the lasso tool or polygonal tool. So the pen tool, when you click on it, you use to select and make selection. You can use to make selection or use to draw. That's what is meant by the pen tool. And the next one here is rotate. Rotate. You rotate an image. You want it to be in vertical form or horizontal, or you want, how does you want it to be? Use the rotate. And here, that point here contain a whole lot of what? Tools. A whole lot of tools. When you right click on it, you see different tools around. We have the frame tool, custom shape. The custom shape contains what? Shapes that you can use it. So for the Photoshop, by default you will not see all these tools. By default you will not see all these tools. When you select the custom tool, what you do is right click. What you do is you right click on the setting here, the setting here. So what you do is, when you click on it, you rather click left. You use the left button, click on the setting here, then you go to all. When you go to all, replace current shape with the shape from all. When you click on OK, some of the shape might not be appear. Just click on append, then it will add up. That's it. It will rather add up. You see that I have duplicate because I was having all. So as I append it, I've adding it up. I've add up. So the shapes and those stuff, you select. If it's star that you want, you rather select. Then you start to draw your star. That's the function of the shape, the custom shape. And you have the ellipse tool. For the ellipse tool, you can use to draw over or circle. That's ellipse tool. And we have the paint bucket. Paint bucket we use to paint an area, a selection area. Let us, we have selected here, and we want here that place. We want that place to be black. Then you select your color, or let's say blue. Then use the paint bucket. Then then you pour it there. You see that part is being what? Paint with what? One color. That's the function of paint bucket. So we have a whole lot of what? Tools here. You have the rectangle tool, line, and those stuff. But when you start designing, you rather what? Get used to every tool here. So stay calm and stay connected to my tutorial point. Every brother day you get a tutorial about designing. So the next tutorial is going to be the whole lot of interface of the what? Interface of the Photoshop, Adobe Photoshop CC 2019. This is 2019, note it. So the next tutorial is going to be that. Thank you for watching this tutorial.